So the internet's favorite lolcow, Anisa Jomha, recently returned to the internet to do her infamous live stream. You know, she used to live stream all the time. She stopped doing it presumably because of haters and trolls, but now she's decided to not just go live, but to openly embrace the trolls, to engage with them direct, to speak to them, to communicate with them, and she's kind of just trying to take it all on the chin and present a new form of Anisa, a confident Anisa, an Anisa that doesn't take any shit, and honestly, she's mocking the fuck out of her husband in the process, making him look shittier. And look, I have to be honest, the fact that people even still pay attention to iDubbbz and Anisa, it really feels like people are just beating a dead horse at this point. Like, what more could you say about these people? But every time I think that, I'm reminded of just how much of a lolcow iDubbbz has become. And I don't mean like he himself is becoming more of a lolcow. He's kind of just the same he's always been. But I just mean like the amount of people that follow him and cover him and are genuinely engaged with him and following him as a lolcow, it's exploded. You know, there's this subreddit called r/IMissTheOldIDubbbz that gets 100,000 visitors a week. And even my own roommates, like people that don't even follow internet drama, will consistently come to me and are like showing me new iDubbbz clips I haven't even seen before and are genuinely interested and curious on just how far this guy has fallen. I'm talking about like people that didn't even really follow iDubbbz back in his heyday, back when he was, you know, the beloved YouTuber that we used to know about. So of course, when she came back to the internet, people were saying, the queen is back. This post was very funny to me. They said, what a fucking queen. The queen of streaming is back and better than ever. Anisa is so much better at streaming than her useless gimp husband. One stream and she's already leagues above him. She made more money that stream than Ian could ever hope to make in the same profession. She also has thicker skin, able to deal with the trolls and the haters in her chat, even bantering with them, instead of outright banning anyone for breathing wrong or having Hanny the Jandy banning 98% of the chat. She even noticed Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms, in chat and let him stay. But when Ian came in, that's when I realized something. Ian ruined your career, Anisa. If it wasn't for him, you would have been as big as Pokemon. But him and his weird incel chud audience ruined everything for you. You're the breadwinner now. You don't need Ian. You never did. Take half and leave that incompetent bozo bum in the dust where he belongs. Take back your rightful place, queen. Slay. Also, pro tip, lock the door and keep your loser's soon-to-be ex-husband out of the room so he can't interrupt the magic of your streams. And you know, I saw PPP on the Kino Casino kind of echo a similar take, which is that, you know, people for a while have said that iDubbbz has been held back by his stupid bitch wife. But in reality, it seems like we all got it wrong. It seems like Anisa is the true talent, and iDubbbz is the thing that held her back, because before people ever knew that she was dating or in a relationship with iDubbbz, people actually liked Anisa. She was successful on Twitch and YouTube. People liked them, and I was around back in the day, like back in 2016, 2017. Anisa was kind of a part of the commentary community, and I remember people actually liked her videos. Like, I don't know why they liked them, but people I remember liked her videos, and even when it did become public that she was dating iDubbbz, people actually liked her anyway because she wasn't making herself a part of iDubbbz's content, or iDubbbz wasn't making her a part of his content, right? As soon as they started making content together, and really as soon as the OnlyFans and the stupid video he made defending her OnlyFans came out, that's when it all went to shit. But before that, she was beloved, similarly to her husband. And the funny thing is, it's almost like she's aware of this, because every time she's gone live in the past, she'll always just choose to reveal embarrassing details like the infamous clip where she tells the world that iDubbbz regularly shits himself, apparently. She's also had total crash outs to the commentary community and stuff like that, and apparently, well, she had a more recent crash out again, so let's just take a look.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa.
So she says the infamous Kino Casino line. She's got to just be baiting at this point.
Okay. You record yourself saying shit that's contradictory 100%. Wait. We are getting off track. Ma'am or monsieur, how long have you been watching the YouTube videos or whatever you're doing? How long have you been dedicated? Anyway, gotta go work. Damn! This person's a little bitch. Wait, okay. Are you having bad, funny feelings because you're realizing that it's weird? What you're doing is weird? Because it is. And I would love to know, I would so love to know what you look like. I would love to know anything about you, but you won't even tell me how long you've been consuming this content. So I will say, I'm sorry for all of your family members that surround you.
You know, it's an interesting strategy, right? You know, iDubbbz, his approach when it comes to trolls, and he hasn't really followed this, but he tries to follow this, right? Is to ban them, ignore them, and not talk about them. You know, the obvious shit that you're supposed to do, right? Anisa takes the more traditional lolcow approach, which is to address the trolls directly and to question why they could possibly enjoy laughing at somebody on the internet. Oh, you watch all this hater content? Well, you must be the scum of the earth. You must be a giant piece of shit, right? The same thing every lolcow always says, how they try to rationalize it, how they pretend to act stupid and unaware of how people could possibly enjoy looking at idiots on the internet and laughing at them. Like, how could you possibly enjoy doing that? It's just so funny to me because even though she's crashing out, objectively, it is more entertaining than iDubbbz. I mean, have people even been covering iDubbbz? I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have been covering iDubbbz, but with iDubbbz, you have to find like a little clip here or there or like a moment of weakness on his live streams because they're so boring. With Anisa, people are just going live covering the entire stream because right from the start of the stream, you can just look at her content. She's instantly talking about fucking kiwi farms and she's instantly addressing the trolls. As a matter of fact, she addresses Kino Casino and Ethan Ralph of all people directly almost within the start of her fucking stream.
I do want to address Anisa, they want you on the casino as third chair. You got to join them. Listen, I don't want to be anywhere near either of those creatures, especially the one that looks like he can't even wipe his own fucking ass, okay? And the other one got knocked out in like 5 seconds in a boxing event. He sucked so much ass. I don't want to be anywhere near either of those creatures. They can rot in Toronto. Also, they lied about Edmonton Transit for some reason.
Wow.
Okay? Edmonton Transit is epic, and I don't want to entertain Edmonton Transit haters.
They lied about my favorite train station. Amazing.
Phobic, what do you mean? Hello?
Oh my god, I love this part too where she copes.
Fat phobic, what do you mean? Hello? That sounds like you made that up. I said it looked like he can't wipe his own ass. You made it fat phobic. You're the problem. Do internal work.
Wow. Oh my god, dude. She just needs to drop like the whole like leftist act because obviously she wants to go in. She wants to talk shit. You know, iDubbbz will sit here and say that we're done doing hateful, harassing content. I'm not doing content cop anymore. And it's like, why not? Obviously, iDubbbz wants to do content cop on people like Asmongold or fuck it, even the Kino Casino directly. He kind of has addressed the Kino Casino and he has talked mad shit. She talks shit on the stream the whole time. They just gotta drop this whole empathy leftist sort of act and just go fully in. You know, call PPP a fat fuck. Make fun of Andy Worski for a stutter or whatever the fuck, right? Be as ableist and mean and aggressive as possible. You know, stop trying to pretend to be this virtuous leftist, right? They don't even want anything to do with you. iDubbbz's YouTube channel isn't successful being a bread tuber, clearly. Hasan doesn't even want to do a collab with her, literally.
No Hasan collab, but I probably will collab with Denims and Casey Tron, and who else would I like to collab with?
So why even try at this point? Just fuck it. Just go in on the negativity, go in on the cancer, just fully embrace it, right? People that want to steer away from drama, they're just hurting themselves in the long run. Speaking of Hasan, who very wisely doesn't want to interact with these two, that doesn't stop Anisa from completely sucking him off. Although I will say she might have a point here.
Let's be honest, okay? Hasan specifically is getting a fuck ton of like collabs with notable people. He was just on like Don Lemon or something on Don Lemon's podcast. He's meeting with like politicians after. This is after the Hasan shock, which again, you have to admit is astroturf to shit. You know it's being botted to shit. You have to admit that like public perception, even though you like won in like how many times this thing was being liked artificially, it doesn't really, you know what I mean? Like it didn't work. The amount of times someone on Reddit/Twitter mentions Kaya Gate, I go to their account and their entire post is about Israel. You couldn't make it up. Or it's like a Destiny fan.
So now she's going to cope and say that Collargate was all just AstroTurf. Although, to be fair to her, it might have been sort of AstroTurfed in the sense of like, you know, people pretending to care about it more than they really do. Although I don't really think so. I mean, animal abuse is something people obviously care about. You know, maybe I or you don't super fucking care about it. It's kind of like caring about children in Africa. It's like you care about it somewhat, but like obviously it's not something that emotionally moves you. You know what I mean? But for the most part, when people see a clip of Hasan being a piece of shit to a live animal that doesn't deserve it, you know, that does fire people up. That does make people pissed naturally. It's not just, they're not just pissed because it's Hasan doing it and he's politically convenient for most people to hate. No, people just don't like when people are dicks to animals. I mean, look at fucking Alinity. You know, how she damn near got chased off the internet for that infamous clip where she threw her fucking cat. She had to eat shit from that clip for fucking years. And the only thing that stopped her from getting shit from that clip was her just crying on stream performatively, and then people felt bad for bullying a girl that's crying. That's literally how she avoided catching a bunch of heat from throwing her cat 6 years ago. You know, so people on the internet obviously care to some extent pretty deeply about animal abuse, right? So yeah, were people blowing this clip out of proportion to, in a very convenient way, to sort of diminish and attack Hasan politically? I'm sure to some extent that was happening. Obviously, that's how politics kind of works. But I also think people just naturally care about topics like this. You know what's so funny about this clip too? She doesn't even say that Hasan shocking his dog was fake, right? She says it was AstroTurf, which kind of implies that it happened or there's like some amount of truth to it, right? But in this clip, she never comes out and says that Hasan shocking his dog was untrue or that it was taken out of context or anything like that. She just says that people pretended to care about it more than they really did, which is what AstroTurfing kind of is, right? Which is like the worst take you could have. It'd be one thing if she came out and she said like the Hasan dog shocking incident was so bullshit. He obviously didn't shock his dog. It was never confirmed. It was never proven. She doesn't say that. She leaves open the possibility that it did happen. So it's like, what, you're saying that animal abuse, like there's no way people could have actually cared about that? Like, what a dog shit take. She picks like the worst line of defense, which is just hilarious. Anyway, she goes on to talk about Sam Hyde and Ethan Klein as well. You know, she's really just letting it all out. All of her feelings about, you know, the biggest pieces of shit on the internet. Let's take a listen.
You have nice teeth. It makes me jealous. Oh, actually, thank you. It's funny. A lot of people don't. I love my teeth. So, it doesn't bother me, but a lot of people online, I think it's like Sam Hyde calls me like jack-o'-lantern teeth or something.
Why would you bring that up on Why would you bring that up? Why? Just letting the entire world know that Sam Hyde, he probably said that shit like 5 years ago too, by the way. Letting the entire world know that what Sam Hyde said about you 5 years ago still lives rent-free in your mind. Just amazing.
Something. And I mean, hey, I'll take it. Because I'm not insecure about it. But I do have interesting teeth. I have like fangs. Some people
I'm not insecure about it. Okay.
like it, some people don't. I mean, it's what's the word? It's kind of like my tattoos, you know? It's like you either dig it or you don't.
We don't.
Veneers are overrated. I agree. Are we talking Bito Troll today? I am not gonna lie to you guys. I did delay streaming specifically because of how excited Ethan Klein looked at the thought of me streaming. Like,
wow, is that even really an own against Ethan? Like, I intentionally decided to not make money today just so that Ethan Klein wouldn't be satisfied. What? That makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you stop yourself from doing something that you genuinely want to do, thinking that that's gonna troll Ethan Klein? Oh, now Ethan's not gonna have any content today. He probably has content lined up for that day. He probably just gonna talk about something else. I'm sure he's gonna talk about you as well, right? As soon as you do go live. But why are you just letting him control and dictate every decision you make in your life and telling the world about it too? Like, just incredible.
Like, it just creeped me out. I don't know. I think when you are streaming to thousands of people, like, what is it, like 20 something thousand, and you're excited about someone's wife streaming, it creeped me out a little bit, so I needed a break.
Creeped you out? Like, why even use that language as well? It creeps me out that Ethan would be Ethan's obsessed with me. He's some creepy troll. There's so many vectors, there's so many lines of attack you can use against Ethan Klein, but these people consistently choose like the worst ways to attack Ethan, and they end up making him sound cooler in the process. Like, Ethan Klein is some creepy internet troll. He's not. He's not creeping you out just because he's excited to shit on you after you and your husband shit on him relentlessly for the last... I mean, both of you guys have been shitting on each other relentlessly for the last year. Why is it creepy now that he wants to cover your return stream? Like, it's not. You're just being dramatic.
Don't blame you for not wanting the pedo's attention. It's
also calling Ethan Klein a pedophile, just increasing the sympathy that the average viewer is going to have for Ethan Klein, but thinking that you're roasting him by calling him a pedophile. Most people hear you say shit like that and just lose all sympathy for you, right? Like, you're basically calling a father of children a pedophile. Like, what is even the evidence for that? Like, when has Ethan Klein ever been involved in some sort of pedophile scandal? Like, obviously it would make sense for her to call Ethan a pedo if Ethan had been caught like DMing kids or liking weird porn or something like that, right? But to my knowledge, at least, Ethan's never been involved in some sort of scandal like that. So to call him a pedophile just randomly is just so stupid.
To be honest, I don't mind it. Like, I do genuinely find it funny. Something about that specifically was, I know him, he'll say this himself, right? We knew him personally. I'm not gonna say we were close, but like, we knew him, we met him. I just think it's an inappropriate response to hearing that someone's wife is streaming to like rub your hands together and like talk about how excited.
Whoa. Rub your hands together? What do you mean rub your hands together? Like, what implications could she be making? And again, obviously, this just plays into Ethan's victim narrative because he's going to play this clip and call her anti-Semitic, right? So it's like she's just doing and saying everything that Ethan would love for her to say. She's basically calling me a pedophile. She's being anti-Semitic towards me. Oh my God, this is amazing. I have the perfect victimization stream that I can do for myself so I look great and I can rally up my base of leftists that are going to get outraged at this and just my base of people in general that, you know, agree with me. They're going to love me stomping on you. Like, obviously, that's what he's thinking. Like, why would you even play into his hands like that? Play into his greedy, rubby hands. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
Far for it. Derogatory. Like, yeah. That and like the sexualization. There's just a bunch of things. Like, I'm sure there's people here.
The sexualization. OnlyFans creator is going to complain about being mocked for her sexualization of her own content. Okay. By the way, she opened up the stream talking about how the only reason she wanted to go live was because she wants you guys to see her tits. Literally, that's what she said. But now she's going to cry about sexualization. Okay.
The last time I met up with Ethan and Hila was at their studio. By the way, they always came in late on their own. Fucking came and left. They were never very I don't know if they have souls. I think that their souls left their body like mid 2017. Not sure. But
now this part is true. She's kind of spinning here.
Hila was trying to talk to me. It was when she had just left Twitter. And at this time I was extremely empathetic. I want to let you know, okay, I sent them like the nicest fucking text. I was in Australia with Ian. It was when that freak made that cartoon about Hila like shooting kids.
Oh my God, she's talking about the Spin Stoffels fucking animation, which was funny, by the way. I'm sorry, it just was
in like an IDF uniform. It was like a fuck cartoon, and
it was a very fucked cartoon. I agree with that. That's kind of why it was funny.
Sent them a text, and I was like, collectively, even though I disagreed with them politically at that time, I thought it was horrible.
What did they disagree on politically even? Aren't they like on the same... Can she spell out what they possibly disagreed on?
Cartoon being made. So I texted them and I was like, I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. Like, this is horrible. It's fucked up. It's disgusting. Anyways, when we saw them, Hila like pulled me aside and was like trying to explain away her IDF service and like kept telling me that she was just a secretary. Like, you could tell her soul, like in her soul, she needed to repent, and I was her Catholic priest in that moment.
I feel like she's thinking about this conversation like way too deeply. Like what?
And she kept like, I was like, yeah, man, like we all got to get off Twitter. She was like, yeah, I can't.
Why would somebody that's soulless care about repenting or have some sort of concern for their past like this, like how she's describing Hila? Like, she's trying to tell you guys that Hila is soulless, she's a monster, But then she's explaining a story that humanizes Gila, where she talks about how Gila was embarrassed or ashamed of her past, and she wanted to confess about it to Anisa, somebody she viewed as a friend at the time. Like, doesn't this just humanize Gila more? If Anisa's trying to make the case that Gila is just some subhuman monster, she's picking like the worst anecdote she can go off of.
I can't be on Twitter and sorry, I'm trying not to go into my Hila impression because I do have one, but I'm not going to do it.
That's anti-Semitic.
I'm not going to do it, but she was repenting.
Any impression you can do of Hila is just automatically anti-Semitic, dude.
And I was like, okay, she's feeling something. And, no, I mean, maybe.
Guys, she's some soulless monster, but in the moment, I could tell she was feeling something. Okay, good point.
Release the text. No, you guys, no, okay. I already live in a world where Epstein exists, okay? I don't need to add to that. I don't need to add to the bad, okay? And
what the fuck does this stupid, crazy bitch talk about? I live in a world where Epstein exists, so I don't need to add to that. Okay.
I don't want to live in a world where texts get leaked. So I'm going to lead by example. But I want you to know, it's not just AB, by the way. My head is full of secrets.
Oh my god, she's just threatening the team.
It's always been full of secrets, okay?
Anisa's got the blackmail folder, dude. She's ready to bust. She's ready to fucking release it. She won't do it, though, because she lives in a world where Epstein exists. But she might.
That's why everyone's so scared of me. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Anisa, here's the thing. You should release the text, okay? We live in the world of Epstein because people wouldn't release the fucking blackmail. They wouldn't release the text, okay? They wouldn't release the black book, okay? Anisa, in order for you to change the world so we no longer live in this kind of environment, you have to release whatever you know about Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast. You must do this, Queen. This is what we want, okay? The tides will completely change for you and maybe even your husband if you just release what you know, okay? You got to do it.
But
you got to go the full way.
You know, you hear things. And it's important to keep, it's like...
No, on the real, though, like, what the fuck is she talking about? What is the point of this conversation? So, yeah, that was Anisa's stream, and it was pretty fucking interesting. So, shout out if you made it to the end of this video. And by the way, if you're wondering what the fuck this video is, I'm uploading on this channel again. I'm doing some commentary videos off of my MacBook, because why the fuck not, dude? That's pretty much it. Basically, I want to do some... I want to be more active in the YouTube commentary scene, and the problem that I have is, with streaming, is that I just don't give a fuck about any of these topics to talk about them for like 4 to 5 hours straight on one entire segment, okay? I don't care about YouTube drama enough to fucking stream about it consistently unless it's a topic that I really actually do super care about. So instead of doing streams talk about this shit, I'm probably just going to make videos like this where I can dedicate at least 10 to 20 minutes, which is way more doable for me than going live and having to cover something for a few hours. Like, it's just way less pressure on me to do a segment like this, like just pre-recorded, than it is for me to stream about it, because then I have to super fucking care about it. With these videos, I feel like I can just be a lot more honest and a lot more just quick and to the point, and I can express myself in exactly the way that I want to do it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to be streaming. I will be streaming, but I'll be doing fun streams, casual streams, or streams about topics that I do want to spend that amount of time talking about. You know, not like forced like commentary streams on topics that I don't want to super talk about for that long. That's basically my mentality with this channel. So make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. If you made it this far, especially, make sure to hit that sub button, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.